Hey everybody, I'm Tim Hockett. Before I begin today, I just want to thank those of you who have been watching these short videos on how we ought to behave ourselves both as individuals and as a nation. I'm completely convinced that until or unless a lot of people get jerked back to their senses, learning once again the difference between right and wrong, that we're headed for even worse division, maybe even another civil war. I don't want that to happen. And I do think it's preventable. One of the wedges driving us apart is the fact that America is choosing sides, and the sides don't trust each other. Democrats, especially very liberal Democrats, shake their heads and roll their eyes when they think of Republicans, assuming that all they want is one party or fascist rule. Republicans, especially the MAGA crowd, shake their fists and they call Democrats socialists or woke or worse. Neither side trusts the other. So today I want to talk about trust and trustworthiness. It's a character trait that is complicated and important. If we begin to restore trust based on solid, trustworthy performance by each other, we'll automatically become more united. So are you ready? Let's think together here. Let's get some synonyms out there first. When we say we trust someone, certain words come to mind. He tells me the truth, so I trust him. She's sincere, so I trust her. He's been loyal to me, so I trust him. He plays by the rules, so I trust him. She's the same in all circumstances. I trust her. He has a record of being reliable. I trust him. She's transparent in her dealings with me, so I trust her. So here are these words: honesty, sincerity, loyalty, integrity, reliability, avoiding conflicts of interests. These are all the elements of trustworthiness. I told you it was complicated. Honesty, of course, is the first building block. We should all strive toward being honest, even if it hurts us to admit it. If we can't agree that we want the truth, then we become immoral in the worst sense. Think of all the ways that we validate or verify the truth. Sometimes we take oaths, knowing that if we swear in a court and are found to have lied, we face jail time. We have lie detectors. We use witnesses, video or audio material, but frankly, we've come to depend on each other as Americans that we won't lie. I do love those crime shows, where they use tried and true methods like fingerprints and new technology like, DNA testing to find criminals. Being sincere is the quality of not having mixed or wrong motives. Kind of similar to conflict of interest. We come to trust those closest to us because they have a strong record with us. Sometimes that trust is broken, and then a divorce or maybe a loss of a friendship follows, which illustrates how important sincerity is. A conflict of interest usually comes into play when you are dependent upon to protect another's interest, even if it costs you. Imagine you're a county commissioner and you've taken an oath to put the county ahead of your own interest. Now they're going to hold a vote and you're going to vote on whether to allow funding to pave the road that you live on. The proper thing to do is to let everybody know that you live on that road. This demonstrates transparency and it builds trust. Someone might object to you voting, in which case you might have to recuse or excuse yourself so as not to appear self-serving. Well, we don't want county commissioners or city officials or government officials of any kind. We don't want judges or politicians with conflicts of interest. They swear allegiance to the law. or to the Constitution, which is the law of the land. And it doesn't look good if they take so much money from a source that it looks like bribery. That's why I think it's a good idea to have very strict regulations or limits on political donations. Hey, are you the same person to everyone all the time? Do you act one way in some situations and act another way in others? You know what the Greek word for actor is? Hypokrites. Hypocrite. That's right. A hypocrite actually pretends to be someone else. Now, I'm not impugning actors like in the Hollywood thing, but we don't want to be hypocrites. We want to be people who reflect integrity. Integrity means one. We want to be one-faced, not hypocritical, not two-faced. A person with integrity plays by the rules. I'm going to lay out a scenario that applies, and I want you to get the point here. Let's say we play a football game using standard rules. We have a 100-yard long field, a set amount of time, and we have officials. And imagine that we play our game and I come up 2 yards short at the very end, time runs out, and I lose. How would you feel if I said, hey, you weren't here last night, but we changed the rules so that the field in the last minute of the game is only 95 yards long? You would say no. And what if I said, well, the timer is broken, we need 15 more minutes? You might ask, well, what's your proof? And I would say, well, Susie told me. You would say, no. What if I said, as sometimes they do at real heated football games, the officials are corrupt. I want a do-over. You would say no. And if I said, you know, the whole football association is rigged, we want a do-over, okay? You would say no. And finally, if I said, well, I know something you don't know. A sinister group has been meeting behind the scenes for years, and among them are the most evil people you've ever known. They're murderers, child molesters, foreigners, and others, and they work together to affect our loss, and they meet down at the pizza parlor. You would say, no. Tim, you lost. Our American structure is a republic of states, usually all united as a nation, the United States of America. The decision-making process is a network of elections with rules that each candidate pledges to honor, and officials from all kinds of backgrounds who pledge to enforce the rules. All I'm saying is that people of integrity play by the rules, and they honor the outcome. Let's begin to restore our trust. Let's honor the rules. Let's honor those who enforce the rules. Let's shake hands. Let's compete fairly. Trustworthy behavior among all of us will make us so very united and strong. That's what I have to say on trustworthiness. Thanks for watching. If you like these videos, please subscribe, like the video, and above all, share with others. See you next time. I'm Tim Hawken.